Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is Friday, so we are having a Fabric Friday session brought to you by my extra big, extra curly hair. Okay, let's get into it. So before I start, you're probably having a look at the mannequin. I keep changing it up for you guys. You will see that is my pineapple print that I was going so mad about in whatever episode of Fabric Friday that is. I did decide to make a play suit instead of a skirt, but I do have plenty left, so there is room for one more item, but that one is probably going to be the next DIY that you guys see coming up, so yeah, stay tuned for that one. So as you probably already know, a little bit mad about swimwear and activewear, and I've been going on about it. I did a couple of hauls, bought some stuff from New York, bought some stuff from Sydney, bought some stuff from everywhere so that I could have like all of these swimwear fabrics, and I've got an entire cubby hole dedicated just to swimwear and activewear. And I realised that even though I've been making a lot of swimwear, haven't really been making much activewear. So I've decided to change that. So today we are going to talk about this awesome piece of fabric. And there's quite a lot of it too. I would mostly describe this as a scuba fabric, but it is basically an activewear fabric. As you can see, it is super stretchy. Like, I can just go for it. It's really, really stretchy. It is the perfect activewear type fabric. You also know it's going to be super, super comfortable. For something that stretches like this, that celebratory pizza that you have right after you work out, well, these are just going to like hold that all together. So really, really good fabric. And of course, I'll probably be doing that. Oh my gosh, guys, it is so hot. This is how hot it is today. I have to use a fan and fan myself. Life tip: have a fan with you. I forgot how handy these things are during the summer. I picked this up in Vietnam, but there are so many, you can get them off Amazon. Stick this in your handbag. As soon as you're on the train or whatever, everyone else around you is sweating and you're sitting there like la 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 la, and that is basically how I've been surviving this summer. So yeah, having a quick cool down break and we'll get back to the fabric. Oh. Okay, back to the fabric. So this fabric's composition, by just feeling it, it feels the same kind of thickness as a scuba. I don't actually know if it is a scuba because where I found it, it was in a pile of other, it was all labeled as activewear and it wasn't on a roll. It just came as this one piece. So just by feel, it feels like a scuba. It's got that thickness to it, it's got that stretch to it. So I'm gonna get with you guys, like that's what I think, and that's just me playing with it. I've played with a lot of scubas, but not all scubas are the same. Some of them are very thick, some of them don't have a lot of stretch, but like they still kind of all fit under the scuba category. Some are very, very structured, which means you can get like, you can make shapes with them, and some of them are a little bit more drapey. So yeah, but like I would probably say this is a scuba, but if we're gonna get technical, it's a nylon fabric with high elastine. So the print is actually really, really nice. It is like a watercolor type print. It's navy, and you can see some bits go into like a very dark navy or almost black, and they kind of look like paint brushes that have kind of like flicked around and has that like watered down feeling. Some of it's quite concentrated, but from afar, because they're so it's such a small and busy pattern, from afar it looks a little bit like animal print, or like, you know, like the mosaic tiles with like the white grout in between. So I really, really like this. I think it looks really good against the brown, so I'm quite excited to make a whole bunch of clothes from this. So now that I've been gushing about how much I like this fabric, let's talk about what I plan to make with it. We all know that I'm trying to do activewear. I've gone through my little swim session. We're in the midst of summer at the moment, and yeah, I'll probably make maybe 1 or 2 more swimsuits or whatever, but I think that I need to work on the activewear. I work out quite a bit. I try to be as active as I can, and I have activewear already, but you know, sometimes you want to look cute, you know, like, and a lot of the stuff that I don't really have a lot of matching sets and stuff. So I did start buying activewear with a view to like have those cute matching sets, because like, you know, you look good, you feel good, then you want to work out, you feel better, even though you start to look less better because you're sweaty, but you know what I mean. Yeah, I've seen so many different brands out there. Activewear is booming, it's on the rise, and it will continue to go on. As long as people want to stay healthy, they will always want to stay healthy and also look good. So I am all for it, but some of the cutest like sets that I'm seeing are also the most expensive. Like, who is paying £150 for a pair of leggings and a sports bra? Who's doing that? Not me. I'm not doing that. So because of that, I have decided, you know what, I can probably make them better myself, because not only are these fitting me perfectly, but I get to design how the bra fits, and I can also design the kind of support that I want. This is going to be probably an entire collection. I have quite a bit here, and the only things that really take up any kind of like fabric space will be like full length leggings. Everything else are like short pieces, like shorts and stuff, and these things don't take up a lot of fabric. So like you have, let's just say a brand, they always do like really cool little sets like that, and they always look so good, and you kind of, it makes you want to go and work out, and I could always do with the extra motivation, you know what I mean? That is kind of what I want to make out of this. But because I have so much, normally when like any company, when they bring out a collection, they will be like different items of clothing in that same print. So I'm gonna see how many pieces I can actually get out of this. So I wanna make one pair of leggings with like a nice high waist, with hopefully like some sort of side pocket for my phone, because I like to run, and I like to run with my phone. I don't have to because my watch does the same thing, but I just like having my phone with me, having a leg slot where I can just kind of slot the phone and forget about it. And those are the kind of leggings that I want to make. I want to make a sports bra. Now that one will be quite difficult because there are a lot of technical fabrics. Like making an actual supportive sports bra is usually harder than making like a yoga crop top. So I'm gonna try my hand at making it, because I don't really know how to do this. I'm gonna have to do a bit of research, read some books, look at some patterns. If I can't figure it out myself, then I'll probably just buy a pattern and try it out this way. Making bras and making sports bras is like that, you need the same kind of technical knowledge, and that is how to work across curves, how to deal with like bra sizes and things, like just deal with the lady lumps, which are more complex than you can imagine. I will also be trying to make one of those like yoga crop tops, and then I also want to have a go and make, you know, like the cycling shorts. Working out in the summer is great, but not when you're wearing the full-blown leggings and it's like blazing hot outside, and this weather has not stopped, and I only have like full-blown leggings because when you live in the UK, that's what you work out in because it's never warm enough. But like this summer's been ridiculous, so I'm gonna make myself a pair of like the cycling shorts with a bit of a high waist, so then that way I can mix and match between like my 4 or 5 different items, and it's always gonna be a matching set. So that is what I plan on doing with this, that I'll probably be looking at to like get style inspiration. Varley is one of them. PE Nation is another like sportswear brand that I really like. Let's see, Lululemon, and maybe take some inspiration to have some like cute things but still like keeping the tatas in place, you know, because we can't have them flying about everywhere when you're trying to like jump rope. It's not safe for anybody to just have them, you know what I mean? So yeah, that is the plan. This one I'm really quite excited for because, well, I always get excited to learn a new skill, especially in dressmaking. Swimwear was one of those things that I didn't want to even try because I was just like, nope. And then I was like, you know what? No, I really want to try it. There's lots of swimwear out there. I want to be able to make my own. So a lot of trial and error, and it helps that in the UK there are a lot of fabric markets. There is a lot of cheap fabric out there. So like having your nice fabrics and then having a stash of cheap fabrics that you also like the prints. So when you make something, if it works out, then you've got something you like in a color that you like. But if it doesn't work out, it was cheap enough that it's a good practice fabric. You don't feel too bad about any kind of like wastage or loss because you've learned something. It was still worth your time and money, you know? So that's why like my fabric stash is quite big. Half of them are like real expensive fabrics and things that I've like looked for and sourced, and then the other half are fabrics that I have found in fabric stores that are cheaper, and I feel like actually I really like this print, and I also don't mind if this was to get ruined as well. So yeah, that's how I kind of operate. And yeah, now that I'm into the activewear, I have a few patterns which I'll probably try, but if I can like figure out how to just do it using an existing pair of leggings and stuff like that, I feel like that'd be quite straightforward. Then of course I will show you guys, I will put out a tutorial how to make your own activewear, hoping that I have enough to be able to at least make 3 items. Maybe it be a sports bra, the shorts and the crop top. I'd be quite happy with that. Okay, so now that I've told you what I plan on making with it, let me tell you where I got it from, how much I got, and how much it cost. So I picked up this fabric on a trip to Liverpool. I picked it up from a really big store called ABAKHANS. It was the first time that I went there, but I'd heard about it because it's like a Northern England franchise. There are like a couple of branches in like Liverpool, there's some in like Newcastle, there's like stuff all in the cities up north, so there's none in the south of England, none in London. So I'd heard about it, but I hadn't been to any of the towns where there was one. We were up there visiting family, so I took the opportunity to run over there and have a look, and oh my gosh, that place is amazing. Not only does it have 2 floors, the bottom floor, the ground floor, all of the fabric is like fabric by the kilo, so it's like by weight, so there are no rolls. They've just got these big baskets just full of fabric. Everything is labeled, and they have every single type of fabric. So when I was there, I discovered the swimwear section and I discovered the activewear section, and it was separate, which was great. There was one that said like plain activewear, which was just plain colors, solid colors, and then underneath it was like printed activewear fabric, and I think it was $12.99 a kilo, and in there were like lots of different cuts, and you just grab what you want, you get like a little trolley and you put your stuff in, and at the end you just take it to the till and they will kind of like take all of like your activewear, they'll weigh it all together, and then you get the price, or they'll do them individually depending on like if you've got different from everywhere. So that's pretty much what I did, and I went quite mad. So you can watch that haul. That's where I actually got a whole bunch of swimwear fabrics. That's where I got this one, and I got like a load of other stuff, like just like woven fabrics. So they had some really, really beautiful things there. And yeah, all the cuts are quite big. Like some are like 1 meter. This one is 3.5 meters. So I saw this kind of like poking out a whole bunch when I pulled it out, and I was like, oh wow, there's a lot. So I picked this one up. It's 3.5 meters. It was $12.99 a kilo, and I think out of the whole bunch of fabrics that I got that day, this one was the most expensive. I think it came up to like 17 or 18 pounds. So it was about a kilo, like 1.2 or 3 kilos. And because it is like scuba materials, quite heavy, and as you can see, like there is a lot here. Oh, and as you can see, it's white on the inside. So maybe that would make a really good like something reversible. So you got 2 colors because it's like the same kind of fabric on both sides. I didn't even think about that. Ooh, maybe reversible. Oh, it looks quite good as together. All right, new thing to think about, just interrupting my own thoughts. But yes, so yes, this was 3.5 meters. It was $12.99 a kilo. This was about 1.3 kilos. It came out to about 18 pounds altogether. I don't remember the exact price because it was along with a lot of other stuff, but I remember her saying this one's the most expensive, and I was trying to get a tally, so I knew I didn't go over my budget that I set myself. So, but I really, really wanted this one, so I was just like, put it in. And you know what, for 3.5 meters, 18 pounds, I don't actually think that's bad, because it's an activewear fabric, and some activewear fabrics are just so expensive, and they're expensive because they have many qualities that you would need if you're going to sweat in something. Some of them are waterproof, so they're really expensive. Some of them are just sweat wicking or moisture wicking, or they keep you cool when you're hot, or you know, it retains the moisture and it keeps you cool. Or it's got like, some of them have silver infused in it, which means it doesn't smell. No matter how hard you're sweating in it, you're not going to smell it. They'll smell quite a bit of a bargain. Also, ABAKHANS in general, their stuff, like sometimes you might think, oh, £13, £14 a kilo is really expensive, but then what if it's £14 a kilo and all there are silks in there that weigh like nothing? That is a lot of silk. Like you get yourself a kilo of silk, that's quite a bit of silk, you know? So I think some of the deals in there are some good deals to be had in that store. So I fully recommend, if you are in the north of England, if you live near Liverpool, or if you're thinking of just having a weekend up north or down south, you might be in Scotland and want to go down to Liverpool, have a check. Have a check. It's really, really nice in there. Go into ABAKHANS. They do sewing lessons in there as well. So if you want to go in and learn something as well, that is also the place to do it. So I cannot recommend ABAKHANS enough. I had a really fun time while I was in there, and next time I'm up in Liverpool, which will probably be soon, I will be in there again for sure, and you'll get fabric vlog number 2. But yeah, if you want to see that, I will link it up here again, and you guys can watch and you can see me gushing about this fabric the first time round. So that is the fabric. That is what I'm going to do with it. I think that's it for this week, guys. I've got a whole bunch of stuff to do. I am going to Berlin tomorrow, and I've been telling you guys, I'm off to Berlin, I'm off to Venice. Tomorrow I am going to Berlin and I'm gonna have a look. I'm there for about 4 days, so I've got enough time to see what the fabric situation is. I did actually put it out to the Facebook group to see if anyone has been to Berlin, to Germany, and actually looked for fabric. No one has yet, but if you have been to Berlin and you wanna like give me some tips, I'm gonna be there like when this video is out, I will still be there, so you know, send me something in the comments. I would love to check out your recommendations, guys. So yeah, I'm gonna be going eating some schnitzel and drinking beer, which I don't really like beer, but I'm gonna drink some anyway because I'm in Germany, and buying some fabric. You know what I'm really interested in? Drindles. You guys must have heard of Burda patterns, and when you look in their catalogue, you see a lot of the traditional like German lederhosen and drindles, and I always thought it was quite strange, like who's wearing these drindles? Until I went to Germany. Now I've been to Germany a few times, but I was always in, I don't know, every time I'd ever been there, I'd never really seen anyone in traditional clothing. And then I went to Munich, and it was like everybody was wearing lederhosen. It was just like a normal thing. Like there's me in like pair of jeans and stuff, and like literally there's like a guy who's like the same age as me wearing like lederhosen and Nike trainers, and I was just like, okay. And then like walking on the shopping street, and half the women are wearing drindles, and I just didn't think people wore that stuff, and it turns out they do. And I'm all for it. Like, it's real cool. Like, it is like real traditional. It kind of feels like, you know, milkmaidy, Sound of the Music type of things. But, you know, if this is what people are wearing, and you could tell that it was a trendy thing because they were young teenagers and they'd had them all done in their own colours. Someone was wearing a silver one. Someone was wearing like a gingham pink one. They'd like do them themselves. And I think in the summertime, there's like a lot of like German festivals. So it's reason to wear your lederhosen, and your drindles. So I think I might have a crack and maybe make one. When I'm in Germany, I think I'll pick up a pattern to make a drindle, and I'll have a go at making my own. I know that's got nothing to do with this video, but yeah, I've been eyeing them up, and they're like super traditional. It makes me like, I don't even know what I'm gonna look like in it, but I think I'm gonna have a crack at it. Yeah, let me know if you guys want to see me make and wear a drindle, because if you do, I will totally do that for you guys. I really want to make a drindle. I have no reason to wear one. Maybe I'll just go to Oktoberfest and have my own drindle. Oh man, I don't even know. I'm getting way off topic. Okay, let me finish this video. We'll talk about drindles in the Berlin video, okay? We'll talk drindles then, okay? Don't forget, guys, we're gonna talk about drindles. Maybe that will be next week's Fabric Friday when I pick my fabric for my drindle that I'm making. Oh yeah, so many ideas, guys. I'm very excited. Okay, so thank you for watching this video. Thank you for dealing with my waffling, guys. If you like this video, then hit that thumbs up button. You know I love it when I hear from you guys, so send me a comment. And if you haven't already, then subscribe. Come on, guys. Come on, subscribe. And I will see you guys next week with my drindle fabric, because that's what we're doing now. We're making drindles. Okay, see you next week.